So welcome everybody to the Zoom about pragmatic psychology. I'm so happy you're here. And we have for this Zoom some translations. I know right now we have Russian translation. And then after the fact, we're going to have some other languages also. So I am thrilled to invite you to the world of pragmatic psychology and what's possible when you are choosing what works. So pragmatic means choosing and doing what works, always. And if you have noticed in this world, we often tend to do what's dramatic. I just realized I'm the host for this, so I can mute. Yeah. So in this world, we often we have learned to do things that are dramatic, which means we look at the problem and then we try to figure out why we have a problem. And then we think, okay, we will find a solution and something will change. Pragmatic means looking at the problem, but being aware of the problem, but not making it real and considering and perceiving the possibilities around it and making a different choice so everything gets greater. So pragmatic means basically to take a shortcut and make your life easier and more fun. But we know the purpose of life cannot be to have fun. We all grew up in families and different cultures that told us it's important to fit in and to be normal and to be like everybody else. And as soon as we're different, that must be wrong. So this is inviting you to be aware of your difference and use your difference to your advantage. So how many of you have tried to fit in and be normal in your life, or at least in different parts of your life? I'm sure nobody, me too. And the question is, how did that work for you? I have worked in psychiatry in Sweden at the university clinic. And I worked with psychotherapy and neuropsychological testings. And it was always that the doctor, sent some patients to me and he said, okay, so can you test them if they have depression, if they have Asperger's, if they have autism, and test their IQ and everything. And then I was supposed to do psychotherapy with them once, we determined what the problem was. And that was always fun. And it was like this perspective that I was handed during my education. And then I asked, hey, what else is possible? Because somewhere in my world, I knew there is a different way of doing this. There is an easier way of doing this. There's a more expansive way of doing this. When you just know there's a different possibility, but you don't see it anywhere yet. That's where it's up to you to create it. It's like, how many of you are waiting for someone else to come up with ideas rather than asking yourself, truth, what do I know about doing this different? Maybe at your workplace, maybe in your relationship, maybe with your friends, maybe, in your education. If you see something that doesn't work, what if you don't wait for others to come up with a great idea? What if you are the one who has an idea and create something different? And that's something where you start to trust you that you're not crazy, and that you're crazy, or the things that other people call crazy, are actually a gift to the world, and show the world what else is possible. If you look at the people who changed our world and who shaped our future and are shaping our future, all of those inventors, creators, artists, they were considered crazy at their time. They were considered insane at their time. And most of them, they didn't bother about the label of being insane. They learn to use their difference and their insanity to make great inventions and great art and things that are really a contribution to our world now. So where have you decided you are normal, that you are not? And let's use the access consciousness clearing statement. And I'm not going to explain it, but you can find it on theclearingstatement.com, but you don't need to know what it means anyway. So where have you decided you are normal, that you are not? Everything that is, will you please destroy and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. And what is different about you that is the gift that you have never been acknowledged for? And everything that is, and everything that does not allow you to acknowledge that, will you please destroy and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. So at the university clinic, I was handed these patients where the doctor had the point of view that there's something wrong with them, because that's the normal perspective in our world. And every time I would see the patient, I had a hard time seeing the wrongness. I had a hard time seeing the problem. All I could see is a person who functions different, a person who sees the world different, and a person who has capacities that have not been acknowledged yet. And because this person was functioning so different, the only conclusion that was made was that there must be something wrong with the person, and they must have a diagnosis, and that diagnosis must be fixed. And my perspective from that time, and it just expanded from then on, was it's not about fixing what is wrong. It's about acknowledging what is strong and then learning how to use it to create a phenomenal life. Because all the things, like, okay, let's say it this way. What have you decided is wrong about you? Like, if you just take the top 3 things that come in your head, like where you think you're wrong and bad, okay? And you can write them down, and you can do this after the Zoom also. And then look at each one of them. And let's take the first one and ask, okay, so obviously I have decided this is wrong, and I'm wrong in that respect. Okay, let's ask a question. What is right about this? What is the strongness behind this so-called wrongness that I have not yet acknowledged? Let me give you an example. So if someone has the point of view, oh gosh, I'm so unsocial, or I'm so shy, I have a hard time speaking with people. And they think, oh my God, I'm so wrong with this. I should be more outgoing. I should be more socializing with people, being happy talking with people. And my shyness is definitely a wrongness. And then if that person would ask, okay, so what's the strongness behind that wrongness, the shyness? Then maybe the person would have an awareness of, wait a second, so when I'm being so-called shy, how are people approaching me? And let's take it from your perspective. If someone is shy, okay, and you have like a dinner table, and there's like people are talking, blah, 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 and there's one person and they're like kind of withdrawn or not talking that much and shy, as it's called in this reality. What's the other people's way of being with that person? Most of the times, if many people are talking and there's one shy person, the other people are wondering, why is this person not saying anything? Do they not like me? Do they think I'm stupid for what I say? Are they stupid? And basically, the shy person puts everybody else in question, which is a very powerful thing. If you are the person that puts everybody else in question. I'm not sure if my Zoom is, oh, I just saw my Zoom is frozen. My Zoom is frozen. My Zoom, obviously, I'm just going to take away the video for a second and show you my Costa Rica picture and see if it's working again. La, 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 la. Is it working? Okay, so yay, I'm back. I'm back from outer space. Okay, so obviously my Zoom wanted me to be shy. That is very funny. We just talked about not talking, and then my Zoom goes, here you go. That's how it is. Thank you, universe. Thank you for the, showing of the energy. So basically, so if this person is not talking, the other people are wondering, why is this person not saying anything? Do they think I'm stupid, or are they stupid? Basically, they put the other people in question, which is a really, really good thing, because the person who puts other people in question is very powerful. And so in that way, the thing called shyness is a strongness. And you can do this with everything, everywhere, on your list that you have a wrongness, or decided, oh, this is really wrong about me. Ask, what's the strongness here I have not acknowledged? And turn it 360, no, not 360, 180. I'm so bad with math. Turn it 180 degrees around. See, you don't have to be smart to facilitate change in the world. That's a good thing. That's my wrongness turned into the strongness. There you see, in action. Whoop, whoop. So you can turn it 180 degrees around, and basically you can use the tool, everything is the opposite of what it appears to be, and nothing is the opposite of what it appears to be. Everything is the opposite of what it appears to be, and nothing is the opposite of what it appears to be. And you will see that everything you've decided is wrong about you is a strongness or capacities that you haven't been acknowledged for, that you haven't been received for. So the problem is not that you are not great, okay? The problem is often that you haven't been received for your greatness. And that, mostly we hope other people will finally see our greatness, and then we can be great, But what if you start to see your own greatness and acknowledge it and celebrate it and stop the waiting? So everywhere you're waiting to be seen for the greatness you are, everywhere you're waiting to be received for the greatness you are, rather than be it and enjoy it, will you please destroy and uncreate it times a godzillion? Thank you. Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine shorts, boys, and beyonds. So, that's what I did with the people in mental health at the clinic. I was, doing what I was employed to do, the therapy and the testings. And then I added the access consciousness tools when I did psychotherapy with them, when I did neuropsychological testings, and everything became way more efficient, way more ease, and the people got empowered, and they could see, wow, the thing called depression is actually something totally different. The thing called autism is, wow, that's actually superpowers and capacities. The anxiety is something totally different than I thought. And a whole new paradigm got created, which is now called Pragmatic Psychology. And I wrote the book. I, travel the world and do classes. And then, which is really cool, I have a lot of institutions that ask me around the world to do, keynote speeches in neurology conferences, in psychiatry conferences, and they all want to know about this pragmatic psychology approach. And they're so open for this pragmatic way of dealing with change and facilitating change, which is like, wow, people out there see that the old approach, okay, that's one way of looking at it. This pragmatic approach is a totally different way of approaching change and facilitating change, which is really cool. And somebody asked me if I have publications and journals. Yes, I do have publications and journals as well. And so anyway, and then I know Angela, she also was really amazing. She wrote me some questions that were asked before the Zoom, because there was the question of, so what are these classes, the pragmatic psychology classes? Well, they are classes that are specialty classes where you learn to use the access consciousness tools in the field of facilitating change. So there's the 3-day class. For that, you need a foundation. And then we use the tools from foundation to see how can you use them when you facilitate change with your clients. So people who come to these classes are access consciousness facilitators, BFs and CFs. They are coaches, social workers, therapists, teachers, parents, doctors, like people who are practitioners, people who work with clients, and people who want to know, how can I use the tools to facilitate change? And what I noticed is that most practitioners have a point of view of what they can handle and what they cannot handle. It's like if you want to use the access tools or any kind of tools on your friends, like what topics have you decided you can handle? And what topics have you decided, oh my God, please don't talk about money with me because I suck with money myself. So no facilitation here, And either those areas that people think they can't handle because they themselves have a problem, or they think, oh my God, like if a person comes to me with let's say, a problem with relationship, or they're depressed, no, that's too much, I can't handle it, or whatever you've decided. And the thing is, if you've decided you cannot handle something, how much are you limiting your business? Like all the people who have a similar problem, they can't find you, they can't come to you because you have this big barrier who says, not here, go somewhere else, take a detour, go to my neighbor. And so how much money are you limiting? And that's what I see with many practitioners. They have decided what they're not capable of and what they can't handle, which is often not true. And at these classes, they find out, oh my God, I can handle that too. I can handle that too. And they find this power in themselves that there's nothing that they cannot handle, which is a great, great empowerment. And the other thing is that what we also talk about is the creation of business at these classes and money. Like many people who work with other people have a hard time asking for money or having a reasonable price for their sessions, which is a pity, because if you do such great work, money is part of it, and that's something you can receive. That's another topic we talk about. And another thing we do at these classes is we practice facilitation on each other, and with my help. And we see, like, people always compare themselves when they facilitate. They're like, oh, I've seen this great facilitator. I want to be like him. I want to be like her, which is a pity, because the way you do it, nobody else does it. And people are coming to you because of who you are, not because of what you do. Yeah.
Sorry. I'm sorry, Angela just dropped out. So now I was just wondering if Katerina could jump in the Zoom, because people are missing Russian translation.
Yeah.
Just a second.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Can you tell me from which part I should talk again, approximately?
Oh, it's just been the last 30 seconds.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
So we'll be with you in some seconds because we have internet challenges, and what else is possible? What's the strongness behind this that we have not acknowledged? Does Katarina have the Zoom link? Okay, cool. Awesome.
Katarina is already in both Zooms.
Yay. So... Are you ready?
Let's wait for Angela, please. I have not a good connection. I think that they can't hear me in a good way. Sorry.
Okay, I'm not sure if Angela can be back with her internet connection. So can you try until she's back?
I will.
Thank you so much. Yay. Wonderful lady. Okay. Thank you. That's amazing. So I'm just gonna mute here. Yes. So, okay. So we just talked about how if you, okay, I think the part about, comparing each other. So if you compare yourself to another facilitator, where you go, oh my God, this person is so amazing. I want to be like them. I want to facilitate like them. You are taking the gift you are away from the world. Because the way you do it, nobody else does it. And it's such a pity. So you want to find out what is my unique way of doing it, because the people who are looking for you, they're looking for you and for who you are. And they're not looking for primarily the modality you do. They look for you as a person. And that's something I noticed already when I was working in psychiatry and mental health. Because the people were asked, so what kind of psychotherapy would you like? And they said, I don't know. Well, would you like to have this kind of psychotherapy, or would you like to have that kind of psychotherapy? And they said, I don't know. I want to go to this person. So it's so obvious how people are looking for you and your experiences from the past are a gift to what you can facilitate for people. So everywhere you're judging your past, rather than using your past as a gift to create your future, will you please destroy and uncreate it times a godzillion? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, poc, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. So that's what we do also in these 3-day classes. We facilitate each other. I contribute. And you find out your own way. And the feedback is incredible. People going, I can do this. I am so surprised about how easy this was. And then I was asked, what is the 1-day class? The 1-day class has no prereqs. The 1-day class is for people who want to find out what strongness is hiding behind my wrongness and how can I use it. So that's about creating a pragmatic life, a life that works. And there are some other fun things you can do after you have done these classes, different ways of using pragmatic psychology in your work. Yes. So I am super thrilled to do these classes, and there will be a class in Russia, in Moscow, in November. Yes. And a 1-day class and a 3-day class. And there will be classes in France, in Japan, in Switzerland, in Holland, Netherlands, in Italy, and. So So thank you. Eva is like giving me a thumb up because I don't even remember. I have a calendar and it tells me when to be where. Thank God. So are there any particular questions? I have time for one question because I am flying to Costa Rica tomorrow and I haven't packed. So I have time for everything last minute. For one question, if there is any.
Yes, we have a question.
Mm-hmm.
It's from Marina. She is asking she's asking about control.
Oh.
Is there any good things about it? What's strongest in it?
That is an amazing question. Thank you, Marina. Woohoo! Control, because none of us are control freaks, right? No. We're totally relaxed all the time. So control, that's actually a very big topic. So I'm trying to find a way of being succinct here. So control could be a limitation, but it can also be a possibility and a greatness and a capacity. So if you're trying to control in a way where you have to have things show up a certain way, and basically your way and nobody else's way, then you're limiting the contribution that you could receive from other people. Okay? So for example, if you have a business that's growing and expanding, or a family that's growing and expanding, and it comes to the point where you can't do everything by yourself, and maybe you can, it's just not easy anymore to do everything by yourself. And you have a very fixed point of view about how that family should be run or how that business should be run, and that your way is the best way. Then let's say if you hire a nanny or an assistant for your business, or a nanny for your family, or both, who knows? Then, and you have decided this is the way everything should be done, and you control it. And the person you hire, the nanny, the assistant, they have a different way of doing it. Maybe a better way, a way that works better. And you go, no, my way is the best, not your way. Then, and none of us has done this ever, no. Then this person with their different way of functioning cannot contribute to you and bring you more ease. If you let go of control, then you will know when is it time to step in and ask the person to change their way of working. And when is it okay to just let them be different and it contributes? And then you have real control. And that's when control is a possibility and a strongness. And we all can practice that. Right? And one way, like if you want to run a clearing on this, and you have the example of working with someone, you can say all the expectations, all the projections, all the judgments, and all the separations, and all the rejections, I have of this person, I destroy and uncreate it times a godzillion, times a godzillion, times a godzillion. Right, wrong, good, bad, BODPOC, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. And you want to run it over and over and over and over again. You can do it with your children. You can do it with your partner. Because God knows we have no expectations of our partners, ever. Yes, we do. And then see how much freedom you could allow yourself to have. And if you have a moment of control, don't judge yourself for it. Enjoy it. Do Oscar-nominated control. And then choose again. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing right. There's just choice. And that's the pragmatic way of living. Yay! Cool. That was a great question. Thank you, Marina. Cool. Awesome. So I gotta go pack now because I have then 3 hours to sleep, which is amazing. And so I'm really looking forward to Moscow. And we have this wonderful WhatsApp chat, and most of it is in Russian letters, so I have no idea what people are saying, but I love the energy of it. And sometimes I write something in English letters that probably nobody else understands, but we speak energy, so who cares? So I'm really looking forward to Moscow and all the other places in the world. And if you have any questions about the classes or anything else, please contact me or any of the amazing creators and hosts. We are happy for your questions, and we want to show you what else is possible. You know, like, what would the world be like if we all do what works? What future would we have? And I'm looking forward to that future, and I'm looking forward to you. And thank you for being on the Zoom, and thank you for being crazy enough to consider something different and something greater.
Thank you, Susanna.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you, Katharina. Thank you, Angela. Thank you, Eva. Thank you, everybody.